Hey y'all, it's Leah. I am back with another idea for our ideas book where we're making templates to put into this journal that we can refer to anytime we are looking for things to include in our future journal projects. So for today, we're going to do this folded pocket. It is really simple. It can be made from any kind of double-sided paper. So you can do it with book page. You can do it, this one I did with some double-sided paper that I printed from a printable kit, and then just tucked in some little things so you can see all of the different pockets that we have. So we've got we have two front pockets in the sides. So each of these little diagonals are pockets. So there's a pocket here and there's a pocket here. And then depending on how you glue it, you can make another pocket here for like a large tag, or you could do a side sliding pocket, however you want to do that. So lots of different ways to add fun things to this pocket. So I'm going to go ahead and make it out of book page. You can use any size paper as long as it is square. So I did one, I think each of these were about 8 inches when I cut them. By the time I cut them down, 8.25. And then this one I did, it was a little bit smaller, maybe 6 inches. I don't remember the exact dimensions on that, but so it just makes a smaller pocket. So depending on where you want to include it in your journal and what paper you have, you can make it work with anything. So this one that I'm going to be working with today is 7 inches, and so we'll see how big this one turns out. So I just grabbed a sheet from an illustrated dictionary, kids dictionary that I have. There's nothing, I cut off the illustrations, but I like having these around. They've got some really good pictures in them, and they're just fun to have dictionary pages. And I like the size of the printing. It's usually big because it's meant for kids, and they coffee dye really well. In fact, my mom is working on coffee dyeing some of that right now and sending that to me, so I'm super excited about that. So what we are going to do to get started is you just want to make sure that your paper is square. So this is 7 by 7. You are going to turn it. You want whatever that you want to see up here in your upper corner, in your top corner. So if I wanted, for some reason, if I wanted these words, I want independent and indisputable instead of indisputably and anorexic. I think I do want, I'm going to go this way. So whatever you want, this is going to be your top corner. Okay. So we're just going to fold it diagonally and then make a really good crease. And then we're going to take our top piece, our top corner, and just fold that down. And then you have a decision to make. You can either leave it this way and then you would just glue it down. That is how I did this one, so that I end up, it doesn't make as much of a difference when you're doing, book page, because your paper is the same. But if you have a double-sided paper, then you might want that contrast. So I really wanted to have these two things to be different than my side pockets. So if you want it like this with the contrast, then you would just glue it down like this. Otherwise, you can tuck it backwards. And that is what I did with this one. And so it just gives that little fold. And so it's just tucked back. And then I didn't worry about gluing it since it was tucked backwards. Okay, so I'll go ahead and just leave that since it is tucked backwards now. And then all you're going to do is bring in your two corners. And I'm not measuring. I'm just sort of eyeballing to see when they look, pretty identical. And so if you want them to go further, you can do that. But I'm going to go, I kind of like this size. So it's kind of like you're making an envelope, basically, because you could bring this down if you wanted and have it close. You can totally do that. And so then all you have left to do is glue. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this whole left side down. And you can decide if you want to tuck right into left or left into right. It doesn't really matter. And then for this one, I'm going to put just a little bit of glue on the front, and then I'm going to glue the whole back just so that gets in there. That little bit on the front just allows it to stick right here. Okay. And so now we've got our pockets. So we've got a pocket here and a pocket here, and then we can stick something there. I guess not too much because that's kind of glued down. But then we can put something here, and then we can put something back here. So easy peasy. If you want to round your corner at the top, you can totally do that just to kind of finish it off. So it is kind of like a little envelope. And then, like I said, if you want to have it fold down and have it be like a little surprise, you can definitely do that. You could secure it with, you could put a little piece of paper across the front and have it tuck into that. You could put a piece of, you have Velcro dots on there, so you have options. You could do magnets if you wanted. So however you want to do that is perfect. All right, let's go ahead and get this into our book. Let's see what page. Okay, so we're on page 30 here. And I am just going to glue this down, and I'm just going to glue it on the back on 3 sides so that I could use it as a tuck if I wanted to. And I like having the flap go like this. So our directions, we're going to start with a square piece of double-sided paper. That's what our DS stands for. We're going to fold it diagonally, and then with your points facing up, you're going to fold your one top point down towards that fold, towards that bottom fold, and then you can either glue it down or you can fold it backwards, so it's totally up to you. Then you're going to fold your 2 side points towards the center and then tuck those together and then decorate as you desire. All right, let's get our little name on here, and then I can pop my directions right in there. So that is it. So thank you for joining me. I hope you make some of these fun little folded pockets, and I will see you next time. Bye, y'all.